Welcome aboard everyone, my name's Simon and we are the Whales of Wall Street. Today we've got a quick update on Harmony One, Zilliqa and VeChain on the charts. Before we go into them, please do, if you have not done so already, make sure that you have liked, subscribed and also press that notification bell if you haven't done so to make sure you get the updates of all our awesome videos coming your way in the future. So let's go straight into this chart, everyone. First of all, we're going to kick off with Harmony One. So if you remember a few videos back, we drew in these orange lines just to make sure that we keep within that channel and to ensure that we don't have a complete massive drop off. So we're kind of edging towards the lower region of this, and that's kind of confirmed as well in the MACD, where we see the gap actually increasing, as well as the RSI still being in that midpoint. So it could go either way still, but I do anticipate this potential bear movement continuing for the foreseeable future, maybe for the next week or 2 weeks. What's important here, in all honesty, in the history of Harmony One this year, we haven't actually had, to be fair, too many checkups on this particular support area, which is around 9 cents. Equally as well down here. Now I'm trying to be positive. I'm hoping that we can maintain this small wave here and push upwards again, because if we don't and this bearish momentum continues, we may lose support here depending on how strong it is and try and test these areas of 7 to 6 cents again. So what I'm going to do right now is just draw in a couple of areas where not necessarily for buy points, because I think that's something that you kind of like try to take advantage of nearer the top areas when you're looking at RSI, but I'm just anticipating a potential movement into either of these kind of areas, and it's not to say that it will happen or it won't happen. It's just we're just going to try and keep an eye on these particular positions of the chart. So like I said, we're in a bearish momentum here. You can see it on the weekly, we're 10% down. However, we are 6% up on the month, and actually if you do look at this, on the 21st of July, we are around 5.5 cents. We got up to 12.5, so that's pretty much a 50% increase. Sometimes you do see 50% decreases at the top end. So if that is the case, we could argue that we might hit back down to 6 or 7 cents. That's why I'm putting this particular area in. But I'm also putting this area in because I think if we do continue the momentum downwards slowly but and gradually, as it is maintaining now, you can see this whole trend line in the back moving towards that area. Over perhaps next week, we might see that we get a bounce off, and if we do that, get support here and bounce back up again, absolutely fantastic, and we can start testing the 10 cent area again. But we have to just be a bit patient within this week to see where the momentum is going. As I said, the MACD, the gap is widening. So this isn't relatively amazing news, to be honest. It just proves and confirms the bearish momentum. So we just have to keep an eye on that. Volumes aren't as big in or out as they were in about a few weeks back, but it's steady, it's healthy. This is what we need to see in charts anyway before we make momentous movements upwards. We're not near either the 20 cent mark, albeit that we are kind of at the moment of recording pretty much around halfway of that momentum. So plenty of room to go in the long run for sure, but do consider perhaps if you did sell off these areas, there are some good opportunities down here in these kind of areas that you might want to do some trades on in terms of purchasing. That's not financial advice, that's what I would be doing personally. However, personally for me, all mine are in staking, and when I do acquire some more, accumulate, I tend to just wait for the drop. So there's two ways you can look at this. It's buying in from previous sales, or it's buying opportunities at the lowest points, cost dollar average as it were, to keep accumulating for your bags for the future or the short term. It's entirely up to your own strategy. So that is very much on Harmony One's point of view, very much neutral on the technical in terms of where we are. We're slap bang in limbo land to see where we move forward. So keep an eye on that, guys. It could go all the way down to here, all around this area, or hopefully some stability. We can get the 10 cent and start pushing back up to 12 and beyond. Let's see where we go. Next up, guys, is VeChain. So VeChain, absolutely fantastic project. If you haven't seen the video that we've done previously on them in terms of an introduction, please do go check that out after this video when we leave the link. 21st July, 5 cents, straight up 14 cents. So we're gradually having a breakdown towards 10 cents. Now, I think VeChain is one of those that has a fantastic project behind it, as do all three of these, to be fair. But in particular, VeChain, absolutely phenomenal opportunity as a project. So in that space of time, we've seen, again, very good growth, as we've seen with Harmony One. It accelerated slightly higher than Harmony One did. We're nowhere near the levels as we saw back in April, around 27 cents. So lots and lots of room for improvement. Again, very similarly, the RSI is slap bang in the middle. Either way is possible. However, the MACD is showing the gap, I would say, slowly widening. Not massively, and that's a good sign that it's not doing it massively in big jumps like this in a reverse reflection. What it is showing is a healthy correction, one that was needed because of this profit taking here. What you get here in this wave pattern is people who've perhaps missed out on this kind of opportunity. They've seen the rise because of the pushback up, and then they take advantage of these kind of areas as well along the way. So you just got to keep an eye on that as we move forward. And let's have a look at these support levels as well, around the sort of 0.11 cents. Sorry, just say 11 cents, be like, and between the 12 cents pushing nearly 13 cents as well. So we've very much got this pattern here. If I just quickly draw in here some trend lines, just as kind of like a partial indicator of where we may channel this. So if we can keep within this aspect of the triangular movement, this is positive. This is very positive because it means we can start getting support here and push upwards towards that 14 cent and beyond again, as we were trying to do a few months back. But it is in a bearish movement, guys. We're not going to lie. Performance wise, 5% down on the week so far. Of course, up monthly, 3 monthly, year to date. 6 months I wouldn't pay too much attention to because that does include this movement around here as well, so that's understandable. But in general, the projection is good for VeChain. People are suggesting the dollar. I would be inclined to say that they are probably relatively correct. In fact, don't take this as a I don't know what happened there. Don't take this as like gospel as such, but do anticipate where we are with the fib retracement lines here. If we just scroll all the way up here, at the moment, based on the short term, I've got a 55 cents level. However, on the whole market, you do anticipate sort of between $87 and $1 potentially in this run. So it's kind of achievable. But let's get this week out the way. Then we can start looking at official kind of proper price predictions for you guys in the next video. So that wraps up VeChain. And then we're finally left with Zilliqa. So a similar story. This whole projection upwards from the 21st July. We got as high as 12. It's literally so weird. I say this in every video. It's literally almost the same pattern for these three. And I don't know why maybe a lot of people accumulate these in similar videos like I do. But look at this. It's so weird. I know the markets in general follow this similar patterns anyway, but this is just bizarre, these three. It's so bizarre. And it's always the similar sort of price points as well. The only difference is each one has had quite a different all-time high, which is interesting. But yeah, back to Zilliqa, very much the same principle here that we're in with the other two. We've had the test support mechanisms around this 9 cent mark. So hopefully this one in particular against the other two is we're already seeing a almost confirmation of this 10 cent area. We are moving into a bearish opportunity. If this gap continues to widen, we may drop below this and the bears may battle to try and fight us back down to 9. Do keep that in mind. And again, I will actually right now draw in a few areas to think about when we're looking at these kind of movements. And we can look at this as a reflection point in the coming week or so. So here I'm really interested to see this because you can actually see the wick drops slowly but surely. However, last 3 days have been very positive. So let's try and get this support mechanism in this area here. I'm just going to draw around here. If we can maintain this level, then we are hunky-dory, guys, and we can start obtaining 11 cent projection area. These lines I'm about to draw in now are by no means accurate for any particular reason. I'm just trying to sort of give an indication in a short-term period where we need to be within this area to obtain support and push upwards. So let's see how this goes in the next few days. It's really exciting to watch this from my perspective. I've enjoyed the analysis. I enjoy this. I hope you guys do. If you do, please do like the video, and let us know in the comments below if you're holding either of these three as well, and what your price predictions and projections are for each of these projects moving forward. So yeah, as we've said, similar to VeChain as well, down on the week, down on 6 months, anticipating the last a few months back, but we are up in general, so it's really good positive momentum. I definitely think that these three, albeit you can make really good profits from this year if you got in early, and even now, to be fair, if the projections are correct, you're still in early to that extent. This is certainly, from Steve and I, is bags for the future. Great staking opportunities on all three of these, especially with VeChain and Zilliqa, where you get the governance token in return for free as well. Harmony One has some great staking opportunities as well, whether it's for exchange or the native wallets also. There's great movement, not just this year, but certainly for the future moving forward. 2024-25 sort of run. These things, if you've accumulated a good amount of stack of these, you might have an exit strategy for 4 or 5 years time, which would be really awesome, particularly on the profits you can make this year. To reaccumulate in the next few years would be absolutely phenomenal for everyone. Not financial advice, that's just our strategy, and we will go through our exit strategies in another video in the near future. But until then, guys, I'm going to wrap that up there. I hope you found it informative. Please do like, subscribe, and press the notification bell, because otherwise we will get angry. And make sure that also you check out the other videos that we leave right now, as you can see on the screen, to see the intro on a couple of these, and we'll do intros on the other ones too. That is it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.